Eyes glow in the dark. A monstrous shadow with immense wings rises before them. Tonight we unravel the terrifying saga of the Mothman, a creature whose appearances in West Virginia allegedly heralded one of America's deadliest structural failures. We will explore the chilling encounters, the escalating fear, and the haunting question: was it a harbinger, a hoax, or something far more inexplicable? The story begins in November 1966 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This small, industrial town, nestled at the confluence of the Ohio and Kanawha rivers, was about to become the epicenter of a phenomenon that would defy explanation. The tranquil facade of rural life was about to be shattered by something otherworldly. On November 12, 5 gravediggers reported seeing a large, dark figure flying low over their heads in a cemetery near Clendenin, just outside Point Pleasant. They described it as a man-like creature with wings, silent and swift. This initial sighting, though unsettling, was just the prelude. 3 days later, on November 15, 2 young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, experienced a truly terrifying encounter. Driving near the former World War II TNT production site, they saw a creature standing by the road. They described it as 6 to 7 feet tall, with enormous 10-foot wings folded against its back, and most disturbingly, glowing red eyes set in its chest, not its head. This grotesque description cemented the creature's terrifying image in local lore. The couples, understandably terrified, sped away, but the creature allegedly pursued them, keeping pace with their car, which was reportedly traveling at over 100 miles per hour. Its flight was silent, its speed incredible, adding to the sheer terror of the chase. They eventually reached the Point Pleasant police station, hysterical and distraught. Deputy Millard Halstead, despite his skepticism, found their sincere fear compelling. He later described their terror as palpable, not something easily faked. Halstead drove back to the TNT area with Roger Scarberry, but found nothing. The creature had vanished as mysteriously as it appeared. Yet the story quickly spread, igniting a wave of both fear and curiosity throughout the region. In the following days, more sightings flooded in. Local residents reported similar encounters, describing a large, winged being with glowing red eyes. The consistent descriptions across multiple, independent witnesses lent an eerie credibility to the claims. One prominent witness was Mrs. Marcella Bennett, who saw the creature outside her home with her baby and pregnant friend. She reported that the creature moved toward her, slowly, making her freeze in terror. Her account was particularly harrowing. The creature seemed to possess an almost hypnotic effect, paralyzing those who saw it with fear. Its silent flight and unnatural speed made it unlike any known animal. The town was gripped by an escalating sense of dread. Local authorities and media struggled to provide explanations. Theories ranged from misidentified large birds, like sandhill cranes, to more exotic, less scientific possibilities. But no conventional explanation fully satisfied the bizarre details. The abandoned TNT plant area became a focal point for sightings. Its desolate, sprawling landscape, filled with old bunkers and forgotten structures, provided an ideal, eerie backdrop for such a mysterious entity. It was a place ripe for strange occurrences. But the Mothman wasn't the only strange phenomenon. Residents also reported unusual lights in the sky, poltergeist activity, and unsettling phone calls. Point Pleasant was becoming a hub of the unexplained, drawing in researchers and ufologists. Enter John Keel, a prominent ufologist and paranormal researcher who dedicated himself to investigating the Mothman phenomenon. Keel meticulously documented the sightings and other strange events, theorizing a connection between them. Keel's investigations delved deep into the unsettling coincidences and patterns emerging from the accounts. He believed the Mothman was not merely a creature but possibly a precursor to something far more significant and tragic. His conviction grew stronger with each new report. The sheer volume of consistent sightings, combined with the other bizarre occurrences, created an atmosphere of pervasive anxiety. The town lived under a pall of fear, wondering what this strange harbinger truly meant. The unknown was a constant, unwelcome presence. Then, on December 15, 1967, 13 months after the first Mothman sighting, catastrophe struck. The Silver Bridge, a vital link connecting Point Pleasant, West Virginia, with Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during rush hour. 46 people lost their lives in the frigid waters of the Ohio River. The collapse was attributed to a faulty eye-bar in one of the suspension chains, a structural failure that had been developing for years, undetected. It was a horrifying, sudden disaster. The tragedy sent shockwaves across the nation, but in Point Pleasant, it cemented the Mothman's terrifying reputation. interpretation. For many, the collapse was the ultimate confirmation of the creature's prophetic nature. The harbinger had delivered its message. The immediate aftermath of the bridge collapse saw a dramatic decrease in Mothman sightings. It was as if its purpose had been fulfilled, its ominous warning delivered. The creature, having announced its presence, then retreated into the shadows. Several theories attempt to explain the Mothman phenomenon. One popular theory suggests the sightings were simply misidentifications of a large bird, possibly a sandhill crane or a large owl, exaggerated by fear and the dark. However, the consistent descriptions of glowing red eyes and silent flight challenge this explanation. Most birds do not possess such features, nor do they typically pursue cars at high speeds. The details simply don't align. Another theory posits mass hysteria. The small town setting, combined with widespread fear and media attention, could have led to collective delusions and exaggerated reports. This psychological explanation suggests the mind can play powerful tricks. Yet, the sheer number of independent witnesses, many of whom were considered credible and level-headed, makes mass hysteria difficult to fully accept. Their accounts were remarkably similar, often without prior knowledge of other sightings. The presence of the abandoned TNT plant also fueled speculation. Some believed the creature was a mutated animal, a result of environmental contamination from the old facility. The idea of a grotesque, man-made horror resonated with the era's anxieties. However, no evidence of such a creature or specific mutations was ever found. The Mothman seemed to defy biological classification, disappearing without a trace. It left no physical evidence behind, only terror and questions. Then there is the extraterrestrial or interdimensional theory. John Keel himself leaned towards the idea that the Mothman was not of this world, possibly an entity from another dimension or a cosmic harbinger. This aligns with other UFO sightings in the area. This theory finds some support in the Mothman's uncanny ability to appear and disappear, its resistance to conventional explanation, and the broader pattern of unexplained phenomena reported alongside it. It suggests a non-human intelligence at play. Our own theory leans towards the idea of the Mothman as a psychic manifestation, a tulpa of collective dread, rather than a physical creature. The immense anxiety in Point Pleasant, fueled by economic uncertainty and the town's isolated nature, could have unintentionally willed it into being. The Mothman's appearances peaked before the Silver Bridge collapse, a period of heightened subconscious tension. The human mind, especially under duress, has been known to manifest strange phenomena. Perhaps the collective fear in Point Pleasant became so strong it gave birth to its own monster. The glowing red eyes, often described as mesmerizing, could be a symbolic representation of intense, focused fear, reflecting the terror back at the witnesses. It was not a physical predator, but an emotional one, feeding on the town's apprehension. Once the tragedy occurred, the collective tension was released, albeit catastrophically. The prophecy had been fulfilled, and the psychic entity its purpose served dissipated. This explains its sudden disappearance after the bridge collapse. This theory also accounts for the lack of physical evidence. A psychic manifestation leaves no footprints, no feathers, no biological traces. It exists within the realm of perception and collective belief, yet its impact is undeniably real. The Mothman's legacy endures, a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that might lie just beyond our comprehension. Whether a creature, an omen, or a manifestation of collective dread, its story continues to haunt West Virginia and beyond. The Mothman prophecies remain one of America's most unsettling mysteries. The tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge, preceded by these bizarre encounters, forever links the winged omen to an indelible national tragedy. Its legend serves as a cautionary tale, a dark whisper from the wilderness, urging us to question what lies beneath the surface of reality. Some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only to be feared. What do you think was the true nature of the Mothman, and could its reported flight patterns near the Ohio River specifically hint at the bridge's fate? Share your theories in the comments below. Backhand index pointing down. If you dare to delve deeper into the unexplained, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Mind Unlocked for more chilling true crime and unsolved mysteries.